everybody, welcome to the Mighty Reviews. Today, a little different setup. We're not at the table. We're actually outside, and we're reviewing the REVERSA Target system. This is what you're seeing right here. And the REVERSA system is these two orange legs, or stands, and these cardboard targets, and we're going to talk about them. So, the whole system is basically just, like I said, these two metal stands. You poke these into the ground. I had issues actually getting them into my soil because it's so damn rocky here. I finally found a place that'll get them. A little breezy today, a little windy. You can probably hear that in the microphone as the wind gently rustles across the speaker. And you can see some very subtle, slight movement on the REVERSA Target. That's something I already have caught as being, I don't know, I wouldn't call it an issue, but not great. Especially if I was shooting actual, like, bullets at this, like a 22 or something. Because as it shows here, the thing is supposed to be used with, or can be used with clays. You pop these little things out, stick the clays in there, and then you shoot them. I don't know how great that would be with it moving so much in the wind. Now, mind you, it is a big piece of cardboard, and that is a big sail area. Having been a boat nerd and doing boat ops for a while, that was one of the things you always had to worry about when you were bringing your boat in, was how much sail area your cabin had, and it really affected landing your boat. So sail area is a thing, even affects targets like this. The actual stands aren't too bad. They're just thin metal, painted orange. These are not easy. These can be blown off with a real gun. I've actually read some people talking about that being an issue, and a guy I actually met in the store when I was picking these up. He had commented and told me, hey, be aware if you're going to use this with anything bigger than like a 22, be cautious, because I guess he was saying like his brother-in-law, they were shooting the targets and he blew these clips off with, I think he said it was with an AR. So luckily I'm just shooting this with an airsoft gun, possibly maybe a 22, but nothing greater. But keep that in mind. If you see this video and you're like, hey, that looks kind of cool, I might use that with my AR-15. Make sure you're aiming good, because if you blow this off, you're kind of screwed. You can't use the system anymore. They just stake into the ground. You got these little like pitchfork, like little dual forks that poke into the ground. See them a little better right there, because this one hit a rock and won't go all the way down. And then you got the little clips, and that is what holds in the cardboard. The targets are kind of cool. Like I said, they hold clays, and then you've got all these different shapes, like numbers you can call out, do little games, and do little acquisitions and speed movements with you trying to dial in your scopes and your dots. So that's kind of cool. Other side of the target, got the same thing, except it's just circles and some squares. So the targets aren't too bad. They weren't terribly expensive. I can't remember the exact price. It's been a hot minute since I got this. I'll have to look it up again in the actual editing portion. We'll have to look up the pricing. We bought these at a local Atwoods. We'll get online, see if Atwoods has them on their website, and if they don't, we'll see if REVERSA Target system has a website, and see if they have like an MSRP on the whole system. We can show up for you guys so you can see where you might be able to buy this if you're curious, and how much it costs. I want to say it wasn't terribly expensive. I think the whole thing together was sub $30, but I could be wrong. Neat thing is e-bike. My local e-bike store sells targets that will fit in these clips. I think they are made by Matrix or somebody. They are just standard cardboard little silhouette cutouts. So that's kind of cool. So I have other targets I could utilize with this other than the REVERSA target. So I'm not married to one target with this system. Or I could just get big hunks of cardboard, like cardboard boxes from like a Home Depot, and I could stick them in these clips, and I could just staple on some paper targets and do that as well. So that is kind of the advantage of this. The other option you would have would be building your own target stands out of actual wood. That's normally what I would do. I would build target stands like I would do if I was building stands at the range or when I was working with weapons division. That's how I normally did it, but I decided I wanted something a little more convenient, a little simpler than building stands. So I picked this up just to see what it was like and see if it was worth the investment or if building stands would be better. Jury's still out. We're going to play with this some more. You'll see this a little further, probably in a few more videos. We'll be doing some shooting on it with the MP5s for the MP5 review and for the 6-hour M18 review. So we'll be shooting this REVERSA Target system. We'll put a few rounds on it now for this review so you can just kind of see how it works too. So that's what we're going to do. All right, like I said, we're going to shoot this target here. I got the REVERSA. I already put a couple rounds on it just to kind of play with it a little bit. So I've got a Elite Force competition in P5 here. Got some 2.5s in here and this Sima mid-cap magazine, and we're going to just smack this thing around with some semi-auto and then some full auto and show you kind of what the target's like. So I'll do some number work first. And I'll just burp center mass a little bit. Use a headshot. Even though we don't do that in Airsoft because that's just a dick move. Do some semi-auto again. Work these bottom circles. And we'll go back to full auto. And finish it up. All right, that's it. So we're dry. Let's take a walk and look at the target. So as you can see, the REVERSA Target, just a piece of cardboard. Shoot up pretty good. Like I said, did some number work. I worked the numbers, center mass, did some head work for no reason. Me personally, I think shooting people ahead in Airsoft is a dick move, unless that's all you show me. But intentional headshots I think is really shitty. So I try not to like practice shooting the head because I don't want to get that habit. I mean, if you're just peeking, that's all I got, so be it. But I'm just not a fan of like running around an arena and just shooting somebody in the face, wearing a dye mask or not. I think it's a dick move. But that's just me. I'm an old school guy. That was just kind of how we rolled back in the day. And then work the circles down here. It's pretty fun. But I think this, and then center mass all day, because that's where you should keep your shots. That's just me. Anyway, I think it's pretty cool. I think it's a lot of fun. I know my son's gonna have a lot of fun messing with this system and getting out here and just running some accuracy drills and just messing with his AEGs and goofing around with it. So I think the REVERSA system is kind of cool, and I think it's good. I think it has a lot of versatility. I think it's useful. I think it's got some disadvantages, like you see here, the wobble in the wind. I gotta try to figure out how to maybe stiffen that up somehow, but I didn't notice it. Once I stepped back a little bit, was shooting with the AEG, I didn't really notice the wobbling, so it may not really actually be an issue. Anyway, guys, that's all I got. I really hope you enjoyed this review. I hope I brought a new product to your attention. Some of you out there may be saying, hey, that's not a new product. I've known about this forever. Well, I didn't. I discovered it randomly in an Atwoods in the middle of the country because I live in the country now. But everyone else out there, if it's something new to you, I hope I brought you something cool. And as always, guys, get out there, play some Airsoft, try new stuff, get some targets, practice. You know, this will fit in anybody's backyard if you got a small patch of grass and a positive backstop. You can get some target time, some practice time, that way you don't got to go to your local field. Lark smarter, not harder, and hopefully I'll see you at the field. My local field is now D14, so if you're at D14 and you see me, holler and say hi. I won't bite, I promise. Take care. Peace.